Hello, everyone. We are here once again, and today we have a special guest. Nacho, do you want to say something about yourself?
Yeah, hello. I'm Nacho from Zaragoza. I'm going to give a quick hand to these people with JavaScript things that are so cool and nice, right?
Introduce ourselves. So I'm Pedro. I'm connecting from Barcelona.
I'm
Marco,
Alessandro.
hello, I'm connecting from London.
I'm Alessandro from London as well.
All right. Get started.
We
Okay.
can leave the first line there. What is the doc Cypress IO there?
Oh, it's just the setup comes with the documentation, right? So it has all the files commented, so people can know about it. Like here in the plugins, you also have all commented and everything. It's fine if you don't know about it.
So
Fantastic. That's for rookies, right? We don't need it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a rookie in here. Just one thing. What tool are we using? So I see this ci.visit for
yeah, it's Cypress. What this does is fire a browser. And
like this? Cypress?
Yeah.
Okay.
It fires a browser and does the testing. What's important here to know is that we are not here testing we are testing through the UI, but we are not testing the UI. Okay, these are not UI tests. These are behavior tests that for me it's important to do at this level, because if you only test the behavior but not how it's connected to the UI, it could potentially break and not realize about it. Okay, but it's not important to test for the visual things here.
Okay.
So what we can do to keep here about the meaning of this without going into implementation details, we can maybe wrap this into functions, right?
Okay.
Okay, so what should what would be your given, when, then, or assert, expect? What do you think?
We haven't discussed any of this yet at this level of detail. So yeah, good time to do it now.
For me, here is where we can be creative and basically create our little framework for this app in order to achieve what we want, right? So I wouldn't here touch anything behind the scene, but create a way for us to express the given, then, when, or when, whatever you want to call it, in a reusable way, and in a way that we can actually then piggyback when we write the next scenarios, right? It's just about create a tiny abstraction layer on top of the test so that we can.
Okay. So let's actually follow the advice we give on the book and start by writing the assertion first. So it's the then. Yeah. So how can we verify that the user has been added?
Okay, so what we have first to agree is what's going to define a user in the UI, right? To be able to know that it's there. So here we can just say that users will have a class, maybe movers, right? Mover, for instance.
I think
and we can have the name that we want.
I wouldn't touch that. I will abstract that. I will say, then we see a user in the users box.
Yeah, and then we abstract this as a function.
And the implementation, we do it later.
Yeah, okay.
So we want to create maybe, I think we can do it here, I'm not sure. Function. How do we want to go? The mover is created, or what? The mover is there?
Mover is added. Could be.
And we'll have something like this, right? Around there?
Yes, but in this case, I wouldn't complete that yet, right?
We don't just to illustrate.
I want to focus on the semantic of my test, not any implementation at
Yeah,
this point.
usually we call this wishful thinking. So you start with the API you would like to have, and then you go deeper and deeper in the abstractions levels as you go. Ideally, I would throw an exception in there so that it will tell us that that step is not
Exactly.
implemented yet, for example.
Okay. I don't know how Cypress handles exceptions right now because I usually don't
No,
do it that way, but
now it's JavaScript. We can throw. We don't really need
yeah, I
Cypress.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, exactly like that. That's our bookmark of to-do stuff.
Yeah, it probably it's not.
It's error. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Error. Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so now we work backwards. So now the user is added. We need to add a user now.
So what is the action that we are performing?
Is actually adding the mover now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
It
the
will be
one.
the mover, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if we are. We don't have all the autocomplete things that have in some other places.
So this Adam Mober, maybe we need to pass a name, right?
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking.
So we want a name
name
here,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? And
It's
we're
a
going
string.
to add. We're going to use
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. We only want the name for now, right?
This is TypeScript, so I think you need to put the.
I don't know if the tests.
Well, but you put it .js.
I
You
don't
need
know
to
if the
put
tests are
.js.
made with TypeScript.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if the
Okay.
setup made it that way.
Okay, so
we
we'll
could-
handle that later.
Yeah, we could and we should, but
I'm just gonna throw an error in there. Cool. And before that, we need the context.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to the homepage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Start
Do you feel like we
application,
need to?
like go to main page.
Well, it's not the home page, it's the session page.
Okay. Let's call it the session page
The session page, okay.
because there's a session going on.
Okay. How do we call it? Go to session page?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can always make this better.
Yeah, it's called rename. It's quite easy refactor.
Yeah. And
And
except you don't have those refactors here, I think. Okay.
We have everything. When it's
perfect.
time, I will add it.
Okay, so we have this done. Do you want to go deeper now, or do you want to go to the sides and do another user story? And this is
Well,
an
I don't
important
think it's
discussion.
done yet because I don't like these describes.
Okay. Yeah.
So describe, it's the first describe. What are we describing here?
Adding a mobber.
Okay, we have a couple of things: the file name, the describe, and the it. Should we begin for the describe? We're adding a mobile, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. No, this is session facilitation, I think, or session setup. We call
session
that
setup.
session setup, right?
Yeah, session setup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the file could be also session, right?
Yeah.
The file name. Perfect.
Okay, so I think cool session setup, fantastic.
I would run it just to prove the framework works, and it fails.
Sure. I think you have to do it, right?
Me?
So they,
Okay.
yeah, so they see it in the screen. We can run it headlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I can run it headless.
Okay.
Do I have right?
Oh yes. I have to enable the terminal for you, and it's ready now.
Okay, so what this does usually is putting up a browser, right, with all the tests. So you can select everything and it has hot reload and all the fancy stuff. But right now we are not going to do it that way because we will need to share the screen and everything. So just to see that this works, I think we can do it that way, right?
I like the output. It's filing.
Yeah, it's failing. We haven't implemented it, so it looks great. This is what we wanted, right?
Yeah.
It's filing for the wrong reason right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see the test output.
If you go into VS Code.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's a bug on Visual Studio, but
Okay.
What does it say? Does it say to do?
Yeah, it throws an error with to do message. It also generates videos and everything, so you can see how it fails and all this stuff. So great. What do you want to do next?
Shall we start going deeper?
What do you want to define another story? How do you want to proceed?
I would go with the first one, so we can start having some
implementation.
Useful thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Alex, you wanted to talk about the walking skeleton. Is this a good moment to discuss that, or too early?
So usually this is something that is overlooked or not even considered when starting a new project. But especially when you're working with distributed systems, integration is one of the most expensive, boring, time-consuming activities. And having an end-to-end slice that is automated and it's proved working since the beginning, it's an accelerator for the project. Usually this is an activity that is postponed because it's frustrating, but the more you postpone it, the higher is the risk for you to miss the deadline, because you're going to have less time to fix all the problems you're going to find during the integration. You won't have time to add enough automation, which will be useful for increasing your speed of development, and you will delay that feedback of understanding what are the hard problems you have to solve until way too late in the process, when you don't have time or resources, and maybe people are even leaving. So the suggestion is to try to create what is called a walking skeleton. So basically the thinnest slice that connect end-to-end your system and is completely automated up to the point that you can deploy in production, or at least in a pre-production environment with confidence and in a way that is repeatable, and it's doable from every machine of your developers' teams. This way, the onboarding is faster because you have an integrated environment that is fully automated, and the feedback loop is gonna be tighter because all the activities to integrate and verify that the integration is correct will be there from the beginning. Of course, it's not easy. It's not easy to sell because it's postponing the perceived value, but it's definitely an accelerator. It's like delaying the idea of building your roads because you want to run your trucks straight away, but having roads in the first place makes delivering of your trucks way faster. So that's the balance we have to find, and that's why you should use a very simple end-to-end scenario to prove that all the parts are corrected, configured, and deployed.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. This is the end of the video for today. Thank you so much for joining us. It's time to say goodbye. We'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to like if you like the video, and if you really want to keep up to date on what we're doing, don't forget to subscribe and buy the book. We need the money. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.